Your Grace, the Archbishop, Right Reverend Fathers, members of the House of Clergy and the House of Laity, and the rest of us in this very distinguished congregation. I feel very privileged, Your Grace, firstly because it's not very often that I'm allowed to speak when the chair of the cabinet subcommittees is around, but more so because at this forum I feel that I am amongst friends, and not just friends, but people, men and women who I know care for the Lord. Mungu awabariki sana. The task of the Office of the Honorable the Attorney General in the Department of Justice is relatively very simple, because our task is to draft laws based on the instructions we receive from our clients, who are the ministries and the departments and agencies within government. And I can assure you, Your Grace, that such laws and regulations as have required to be amended have been duly amended, and they are currently before Parliament and will be passed, God willing, before Parliament goes on recess, so that we are, and I confirm we are ready for the next general election. Secondly, apart from drafting laws and regulations, our main task is to render advice on legal issues. And such advice is rendered not just to the executive, but also to Parliament as and when requested, as well as all the other agencies, including the AACC. And as has been said, the AACC remains the independent commission responsible for conducting the election. And again, I assure Your Grace and the bishops and the rest of us here that the advice of the Honorable the Attorney General will be rendered timely, and it will be impartial, it will be in accordance with the provisions of our Constitution and our laws, without any fear and without any inhibition. As the principal legal advisor to the government, that is our role, and we will continue to discharge our duty faithfully and diligently. We continue, Your Grace, to consult with other agencies. Even tomorrow morning, we have a meeting through the National Commission on the Administration of Justice, which will be addressing more or less what we're addressing here today. And that body brings together the IG here, it brings together the DPP, it brings together the AACC, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation, and is chaired by the Honorable the Chief Justice, who heads, as you know, the other arm of government in the judiciary. So you may well ask, Your Grace, we tell you that we are ready, and indeed we are ready for the next general election. What support can you as a church render to this process? We've just come through Lent, Holy Week last week, culminating in the crucifixion and resurrection of our Lord, as you know better than anyone else. And I was pondering about that whole period. I asked myself, what would God have us do, Your Grace, in these circumstances at this time? And I remember the words of our Lord to Simon Peter, "Do you love me?" And I pose it as a challenge to us this afternoon. Do you love me? Christ asked. And of course, we all say, of course we do. And get a bit agitated like Simon did when he was asked 3 times. But the catch is this, Your Grace. And I'm not preaching. I can't possibly preach to a gathering of this nature. Care for my flock. Take care of my sheep. And you will find this enunciated very ably by Ezekiel in the 34th chapter. And again by St. John in his Gospel. Capsec Matiangi here, and my colleague Mushero and the IG here, and the rest of us are leaders. And you're all leaders. Tend to my flock. That is what we as leaders are called to do. Not to eat them, not to mislead them, not to separate them and bring division amongst them, but to take care of the whole flock, irrespective of denomination, irrespective of creed, irrespective of ethnicity. Tend to my flock. And that is the biggest challenge, Your Grace, that you have. You must assist us and this country in keeping the flock together towards the salvation that has been declared by Christ's resurrection. So we will continue to do what we must do, but as we do so, I would very humbly beseech each and every one in this room, in your respective dioceses, in your cathedrals, in your archdeaconries and so forth, to look after the flock of Christ. And may God aid us in that endeavor. Thank you very much.